Very much, Toluwani. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with such a vast, experience of everything, business, life, you know. Um, I'm just gonna talk about my story, and my story is story of resilient of having to be the island, the first African inspired sauce range, because um I grew up in Nigeria. I'm originally from Nigeria. I grew up surrounded with food and spices. My mom owned a food store in a busy African market. So when I came into Ireland, there was a lot of all kinds of product. First of all, I worked on behalf of UK, an Irish bank selling, credit card, mortgages, balance transfer, and things like that. So I have kids, so every time in my house, there's always a party, there's always birthdays, there's always something to do. And my wife is telling me, everybody come over here to eat your food all the time. Why don't you just put this in a jar so that people pay for it? I'm like, who's going to pay for this? This is just something that I learned how to do from Nigeria. How can I start? So, so we just decided to say, okay, give it a go one day. Let's start doing it. So I enrolled myself at UCD, and just to learn more about being an entrepreneur and how to start this journey, because to be an entrepreneur is not an easy journey. It's a tough journey. And well, I enrolled myself, and I started telling people what I'm planning to do and what product I'm trying to bring to the market. And I started doing this and bringing it to school, and people started saying, wow, this is lovely. Can you do it again? I'm like, are you sure? I said, yeah. Okay. I do it again. I'm going to say, I'm going to pay for it. Do it again. Do it again. So that's where it all started. And people are starting to pay for the product. So I said, wow, this is a good idea actually, to actually do this and put it in a jar and sell it to people. And it's been a challenge. It's been phenomenal. It's been, a journey. So as I was saying, so when they said put this in a jar, and I started doing it, I got myself, there was this opportunity to, where did this was in a newspaper. The local enterprise office was looking for, a new product. There was a scheme that has been sponsored by Super Value Enterprise Ireland, and also by the local Leo. So, I just said, okay, let me just try it, because I didn't register my company. I'm just, cooking from home and giving people to try it, and people like it and people buy it. And somebody just said to me, just bring your product and go. And what's the least that can happen? They say no. So I said, okay, I tried. Everybody was there. Companies were there with their product, with their pop-up banner, with their logo. I have nothing. I just had my sauce in a small little jar, and that I got from Tesco. And I brought this jar there, and everybody stand up talking about their product. It was like a Dragon Den style, a program where you stand and talk about your product, and the panel tested, and if they like it, they'll give you opportunity. But I wasn't ready, because my product is just in a jar. I don't even have. I draw my logo with a pen and just stamp it on the side of the jar. And just so all these companies spoke, and I was afraid. I'm like, wow, I don't have a pop-up banner. I don't have a logo. Wow, what am I gonna do? So I just, somebody just gave me that courage, say, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? So I stood up, talk about my product, talk about what I intend to do, talk about, oh, I think my product will be different from other product. And the panel, they tried my food, and they tried it, and they said, wow, okay. So they allowed everybody to finish doing the pitch and showing their product and everything. And at the end of the day, they said, we have, a high value startup here. I didn't even expect nothing. And they said, congratulations, Michael. I'm like, what? Me? That has no product. My sauce in a jar. You know what I mean? And they gave me 3 months from there to be on a shelf at Super Value. There's no money. Where do I go? Who's going to help me? But I just said, listen, I'm going to do it. I mean, they've given me this opportunity, just go with it. So to cut a long story short, I started with 7 Super Value. Now I'm in over 64 Super Value and counting. So it's been a journey, and there was a lot of trials and tribulations when I was going on a shelf. I'm sorry I'm going to take your time, but I'm going to have to tell the story because I think it's a story that entrepreneurs need to know. Don't allow anything to stop you, no matter where you are, no matter how small you are. Just try and think big, and at least the worst that can happen is no. And as I started my business, I just registered my business. My source was about to come out. Then Ebola hits. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to sell Africa here. I'm talking about African product. I look on TV, absolute disaster. So, but what I learned from that is, you have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to where you're from. See the positive side of every situation you find yourself. I went through that and I still stood up, talk about my product. This is Africa. And luckily for me, at that time, the Irish palate was going through a revolution. The Irish palate was changing. People are so adventurous. People have traveled abroad and they're not coming back and they want to try something. They don't want to travel to try all this things. They want it here. And don't forget, we have almost over 100 nationalities here. So people are really, really open, and people are starting to hear my story. I told my story and people would say, wow, okay, let's try it and see. And the product was quality. And, as Killian was saying, quality, makes the difference. Once your product is quality, no matter what is going on, no matter what people are saying about what the media is saying out there, your product would actually speak for itself. And that's the journey we embarked on. And we're trying to create a positive. Like somebody said to me in the market, wow, African food. Wow, what is African food? I'm like, okay, you eat chocolate from Belgium, don't you? He said, yes. Okay, can you tell me if there's any cocoa tree in Belgium? And I said, oh, okay, that's true. Sometimes people don't really know. You have to, be true to yourself and say, listen, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to fight back here. This product is quality. This is African. And wear it on your head because it is quality at the end of the day. So be prepared to tell your story and fight for your story. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. The response is absolutely phenomenal. And I will go out in the market. I've done all the big shows. I do BBC Good Food Show in London, Belfast, Birmingham every year, and I sold out all the time. And it's all about telling your story. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I made mistakes, and I made mistakes. But the good thing is, it's good to make mistakes because you learn from your mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are the best teachers. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. So make your mistakes and learn. And even you have to be prepared to be diversified, because in the last couple of years, we're talking about pandemic here, and pandemic hit as well. And with my business, I was only starting. And what we do is super value. We go to the store, do tastings. And after pandemic, you can't do tasting. People don't want to try anything. People are afraid. So what people are afraid to try. But what we start doing is start telling customers about our story, about the product. And the customers said, okay. Now, that's where the internet come in. Like social media and things like that really, really do help, because customers are now starting to re-educate themselves about product, about things. So they didn't really don't mind if they don't try your product. During the pandemic, we actually grow. We grew almost 60% during pandemic. I'm like, wow. During pandemic, after pandemic, the product just went out there, because I was lucky to also be a Nissan ambassador at the time. And being a Nissan ambassador, the opportunity was amazing. They gave you opportunity to talk about your product, speak with so many people. And from there, the product just took off. And why I'm saying this is just to let you know, as an entrepreneur, it is not going to be easy. There's going to be challenges. It's going to come all the time. There's challenges every day. But don't be afraid to take on challenges. Challenges are good. Because if you can beat one challenge, you're ready for the next one. You have experience. You can walk through, anything. Believe in yourself. Believe in your product. And like we're growing now. We actually have already expanded to places like Nairobi, and I go to Nairobi 4 times a year, and I a lot of opportunities in Africa, a lot of opportunity. Anything you think you have here, you can do it right now in Africa. Most places, like, it's saturated, a lot of businesses, a lot of things have been done already. But take one single idea, go to Africa, amazing. You can do it right now. So the opportunities are endless opportunity. Don't be afraid to bring what you have and bring it here. Like when I went to the local retailers over here, I saw a lot of things, a lot of Italian products, Caribbean, which is background that's African as well, a lot of Asian product, but it was no Africa. So I just said, light bulb moment, look for something unique, something different. So all the jars are sort of round, and we went and get something so unique. Our jars are square jars, and nobody has a square jar, and our product was so unique that people started saying, oh, okay, this is different. Let's try it. I want to try it. The product was quality, and that's where we are. So there's so many challenges. I can't even tell you all the challenges. There was a time when we were growing as well. A company contacted us from South Africa. You can't use Safari, blah, blah, blah. No. Detrimental to our business. They took me to the court in Europe. We actually fought this, and they actually, at the end of the day, we won because we weren't afraid. We're like, well, this company is a German company. It's in Africa. You're telling me I can't use Safari? Safari is an African language. So this was a battle. This was a battle.
Thank you,
and it took about 2 years, and at the end we prevailed. So this is where we are now. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Sorry for boring you with my story, but I just think the story it needs to be heard. It needs to be heard. And I mean, if there's any way I can help anybody that's starting a business, don't be afraid to just start. That's what you need to do, and make your mistakes.
I'm delighted, Michael, that you have agreed to be one of our mentors at iGenity Africa.
Yeah.
So yes.
If you have any questions, just ask me. I'm free to answer your questions.
Absolutely. We are good. We are really blessed. I personally am just so proud of your achievements, your tenacity, your resilience that you represent us so well. So thank you so much. I am glad that you're going to be working with us. I know you're very busy, but I know you always tell me, every single time, I'm very busy, but I know that you also are interested in giving back.
I've always give back. Because that's part of being an entrepreneur. You have to give back. It's so important.
Yeah. So that is really, I'm really glad that I know you so much, and that you'll be on hand to support our entrepreneurs going forward. So we're going to leave it there tonight. I just want you to know that for iGenity Africa, we have added, and we are adding to our services. For example, part of what we've added to our services is a lot of partnerships with core services like accountants. So we are facilitating member-to-member trade. So if you're looking for accountant services, bookkeeping services, social media marketing training, all that, we have them in-house. And they're not people that are from outside the community, they are within our community, so we can facilitate member-to-member trade. So if somebody so you're looking for services and you are a subscribed member to iGenity Africa, you can get your services at a good discount because you have an iGenity Africa code that will give to you when you pay our membership fee. More of that, going forward. But I'm also delighted that part of our partnership is Black Therapist Ireland. Ejiro Obavoin is the owner, the founder of Black Therapist Ireland. And part of the partnership we've entered into with Black Therapist Ireland is to support members of iGenity Africa with mental health, psychotherapy. Ejiro, I don't know, I'll let you talk about it. Please go ahead. So
thank you. I appreciate this, but so not to take your time. I really understand the challenges of being a migrant and the mental health space. And working with iGenity is to, again, make it accessible, make it reachable. If you have questions, if you need any kind of support around mental health, I'm here to offer that support. Myself and 32 other therapists available to us. So thank you, Toluwani.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ejiro. So what we have the partnership I'm talking about with BTI is that if you are a subscribed member to Her Journey to Africa, you get up to 50% of your
fee, the cost,
fee,
yeah,
the
the
cost
fee,
of the therapy session.
yeah, it's reduced.
Reduction because you're a member of Her Journey to Africa, a paying member. Now, our subscription is very small. It's an annual subscription, but we talk more about that as we go along. So I'm going to leave it here, and I want to thank you. But before I thank you myself, I hand over to our director, Tina Adigwe, to say a closing remark and thank us all, and then we network and go home.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. The last 3 hours have been really, really awesome. My ears, oh my God, my ideas have been flowing, hearing stories of how people started their business, where they are at the moment. It has been really, really awesome. But I just want to appreciate us for staying up to this time. And thank you so much for the support you've been giving to Her Journey to Africa. Okay, the theme for this summit is rethinking strategies and maximizing opportunities. The chair of Her Journey started by telling us that we should exercise the power of collaboration as female entrepreneurs. Okay, and also we should network as much as possible. She also gave a story of networking and how it helped one person that helped her. So we should not let that go. I don't want us to forget that. Okay, we had some nuggets from our speakers. Lerato talked about that we women, we are actually the engines of economic growth. I want us to take that home today as entrepreneurs. Opportunities are everywhere for us as female entrepreneurs, okay? And she talked about exploring opportunities in agriculture, pharmaceutical, transport and logistics, even automobile. And also, Chief Shetime, she also, told us about being in the diaspora, how it can help us. She's telling us about the story of Ireland. She's in Nigeria, how people from diaspora helped to grow the country of Ireland when it was needed. So it's important for us as female African descent entrepreneurs in Ireland, look into Africa and try and work with what we have so that we can grow our continent as well. She said you can bring something as little as skincare products into Africa, revamp it, do it in your own way, and people will buy it, and that can help the country in Africa to grow. So I just want to remind us of all these points that we are taking home. It is very, very important that we should be aware that while entrepreneurship road is tough, it is imperative that we African women take our place as global change makers. We have to take our place. We have our men supporting us. Look at Michael Onalimi giving us his story. He's a man and is ready to support us. Even the panelists, they gave us different nuggets. And one thing we also need to take away again is educating ourselves. Michael said he had to go back to college to learn how to become an entrepreneur. I know Fina also mentioned something like that when she went to the local entrepreneurs organization. So it's important we get mentors, we get coaches, we work with Her Journey to Africa to help us to improve so that we can be a global change maker that we are meant to be. So I also want to remind us before we go, thanks for your time. We are having our award on the 25th of this month. Please, if you have not registered, it's important. Can somebody put the link on the platform right away so that people can register to come and support us? We do this yearly, and we have people that we're going to be giving awards to. So we want you to be there to support Her Journey to Africa. And once again, thank you very much. We do more of this, but I believe that your support is immense and we really appreciate it. Even staying up to this time, it really shows that you really support Her Journey to Africa. So back to my one and able Onalimi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Now, I've put there on the chat the PayPal link. We have our award ceremony An award ceremony, and I want to say before we go that the award ceremony is not, we're not giving awards because people have made so much money. It's in recognition of the ingenuity of our entrepreneurs of African descent. Their creativity, their tenacity, the things that they bring, the hard work, the passion, the resilience. You've heard it. You heard it tonight. So when we give an award, it's not because of anything. It's just because we're saying we see you, we're with you, we recognize all that you're doing for our community, and we're so proud of you. So join us on Saturday the 25th. It's in sunny Southeast Kilkenny. You've got to come to Kilkenny to see what we have. All the tourists of this world, they come to Kilkenny. Even me, I wonder, I always see people taking pictures. I'm like, what are they looking at? Because I've been here for so long, I don't even see it again, but they keep coming. All right, so please come. I'm sorry to those who are in Nairobi, Kenya, and Uganda. I'm so sorry. What can I do? But for those who are in Ireland, please find your way down. You see me at the door welcoming you. Okay, so PayPal link is there. It's just the price of 50 euro. Let me not say the price of anything. 50 euro, just that. Support us, right? God bless you. Please stay in the room. Let's keep chatting, talking, and networking. It is so important. Yes. Okay, yes. Lerato said we should give a friend of her Geneti award, and that goes to Shimite and Lerato. So nice. Thank you to our keynote speaker and to our closing note speaker. Thank you so much, everybody. I tell you, I do not take the fact that you've been here for over 3 hours lightly. It's just an honor for me, a privilege. Thank you for honoring Her Geneti Africa. Thank you for honoring my call. I appreciate it all. And I know that we're going to grow from height to height, from one glory to another together. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Don't go away. There's network in the room. I would have played Afro beats, but I said, okay, let me leave you so you can hear each other when you're talking. Have a good night. Have a good night doesn't mean go. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Hey, Jiro. Descent, thank you. Samira, I'll see you on Saturday. Hey, Jiro, stay back in the room because we have a meeting. Lerato, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
Felicia, oh my goodness. We need to see you on Saturday, but I know you can't be there. Esther,
thank you.
Oh my goodness. It's been fantastic. Placida, God bless you. Thank you. Do you see me grinning from ear to ear?
Yes, it was actually a very good time, well spent for me.
Thank you so much, Placida.
Yeah, enjoy the evening.
Yes, you too. And
see you soon. Yeah, bye.
The dot space. Pastor Maka is there. Thank you so much. Bukola, my right-hand woman, thank you so much. Go and rest in the bosom of your husband. And I'm recording with